everyone, welcome to What's Cooking in Yaya's Kitchen. Today we're going to make a turkey breast that's going to end up being hot turkey and gravy with garlic roasted mashed potatoes and sauteed green beans with bacon and onions. First we're going to get our turkey breast in our casserole dish that we're going to cook it in, and then we're going to use onions. In this one I'm actually going to only use 2 onions cut in half and peeled. However, I pulled out 3 thinking I was going to need more because these onions are a bit on the smaller side, but then realized that that was more than enough. We're going to use 6 pads of butter that we're going to place all around and inside the turkey breast so that way it can cook and soak into the turkey and also the wonderful juices that are going to be created from this. Then we're going to pour in some chicken broth and some water. We're going to salt and pepper all over the turkey breast. Make sure you season it as liberally or as little as you'd like. Again, this is a taste preference. Then we're going to drizzle some olive oil over top, and then we're going to sprinkle some parsley on. We're going to put it in the oven that's already been preheated at 350 degrees, and we're going to let this cook for a couple hours, and we're going to occasionally baste it. Then we're going to work on our potatoes. I personally love golden potatoes. You can use whatever you prefer, whether that's red or any other potato. So we're going to dice them. Good note to keep in mind is if you're running low on time and you don't have a lot of time to cook your potatoes, please dice them smaller. The smaller the pieces, the faster they cook. So we're going to dice. This is in faster speed, so you're not sitting here watching 30 minutes of me cutting potatoes. Okay, it doesn't take me 30 minutes to cut this size pot of potatoes, but you get the point, right? So then we're going to get these all chopped in there, and then once we have them in there, we're going to add some salt to it, and then we're going to add some chicken broth to it for extra flavor, and then we're going to fill the pot with water. Once we get it filled with water, we're going to place it on the stove, and we're going to get it set to boil. Then we're going to move on to the green beans. We're going to dice 8 ounces of bacon. Once we get the bacon diced, we're going to get it into a pan, and we're going to start sauteing it. Then we're going to dice that 3rd onion that I had, because then after the bacon is done, we're going to saute off these onions until they get just past translucent. Not quite caramelized, but translucent. So then we're going to get these sauteed, and we're going to add salt and pepper to them while they're sauteing in the bacon grease. Once they're sauteed to the translucency we want, we're going to throw in the green beans. We're going to also add garlic. We're going to add the bacon back in, and we're going to continue to stir it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some chicken bouillon in, and then just a little bit. It's like a half a teaspoon and some water. Then we're going to stir that some more until it's completely cooked, and then remove it from the heat after we add a pat of butter to it. If you guys could smell this, it smells so much better than what I'm sure it's even looking. Then we're going to pull out our turkey breast because we need to baste it. Funny story, I went to pull out the baster as we went to do this, and someone broke my baster, so I had to improvise. A ladle will work just fine for this process. So I'm ladling the juices all over the turkey breast to help make sure that all the flavors stay incorporated throughout the turkey and in the broth that we're going to use to make an incredible gravy once this is finished. Then we put it back in the oven to finish cooking. It is so close to done. Now when it is done, we're going to pull it out to make the gravy. There's gravy browning in our slurry, which is cornstarch and water that we're going to add, and we're going to whisk this on top of the stove over medium to medium-high heat. Once that's all thickened, you can see how nice and thick that the gravy has gotten at this point and how nice and dark it's become. We're going to pull out that roasted garlic we were working on earlier, and then we're going to get the garlic pressed out of the skins. It will come out really nice and easy, and you probably won't burn yourself as much if you're not impatient like me and let it cool before you're trying to get the garlic out of the skins. But I'm impatient, and this smells really good. If you guys could smell this, you'd probably be a little impatient too. Once we get all the garlic out of the skins, we're going to add some salt to it on the cutting board, and we're going to mash it with our knife. This is to help mash it up to make it more of a paste so you don't end up with chunks of garlic. Since I'm a garlic lover, I don't think there's a such thing as too much garlic. So bigger pieces wouldn't hurt my feelings, but other people may not like it so much. Once we have that all mashed up and to the consistency we want, we'll strain our potatoes. We're going to add butter. We're going to add the pureed roasted garlic. We're going to add some milk, salt, and pepper, and I'm going to hand mash it. You can use an electric hand mixer if you would like. However, I prefer to do it by hand. So then we're going to cut into our turkey. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing, and it smells so good too. So once we get this cut, then we're going to assemble our plate, which is going to have the turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, and the sauteed green beans with bacon. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thanks for joining me on What's Cooking in Yaya's Kitchen.